piece of nugget, whatever you want to call it. I feel like people think that they just shouldn't expect it. They shouldn't think about it, and they should avoid whatever. I don't know. And so they try to like avoid it and say, "But I'm not expecting it. I'm like I lost hope." And they sort of like, I don't really believe it'll happen to me because look how much time has passed and I can't find anyone. But that's not it. I feel like that's not. In general, I feel like saying that to someone is just completely, like you said beforehand, with the analogy of like drive safe. It's like that's not the thing that's gonna. Again, this comes back to, and this is what I felt that happened to me is like, because for a long time I was like, I'm not expecting it. I'm not thinking about it anymore. Like but I'm still desperate for it. I'm still going on a bunch of dates. I'm still doing this and that, and I'm still focusing most of my time on this. So in a way, we're sort of always expecting it. But I feel like, and this is where we misinterpret sort of kind of my theory. This is where we misinterpret it, is that we shouldn't, least expecting it is when you're actually living your life, when you're not focusing 100% of your time on just dating and just trying to find someone, when you're not wasting all of your single life away on trying to find a romantic relationship, when you're taking advantage of your single life to focus on your career, on your passions, on your hobbies, on traveling, on friends and family, and the list goes on, and taking care of yourself and building a self relationship. I feel like that's not expecting it. I feel like that's when you're in such a good place when in your life, when you have such a fulfilling life that at the end of the day you're not willing to settle for anything, and you're not constantly worried about when you'll find that person. I feel like that's something that you should focus on instead, is how you're filling your life up and what you're focusing on. And then when you do that, they find you. It just comes.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I think you said it really well. I'm gonna try and kind of rephrase it to for the people who didn't feel you said it well. But the people who say you'll find it when you least expect it, I don't know if they genuinely believe that or whatever, but it's I think you said it really well. Yes, it is misinterpreted. So if you are desperate for a relationship, then you will
mm-hmm.
go on desperate dates and meet desperate
Yeah,
people and go in this whole of desperate vicious circle of negativity. And so you'll find it when you least expect it. When I met my boyfriend, it was at a time when I wanted a relationship, but I was concentrated on just feeling better. It was a weird time in my life, and it was just I was just thinking, okay, I'm rebuilding and I'm gonna rebuild. And that's
mm-hmm.
when he showed up. And so we met in just I was it was a singles event that I was co-hosting,
Mm-hmm.
and that's how we met. And I was like,
That's
okay.
incredible.
And so everybody says, oh, you see you like meeting people when you're not expecting, blah, blah, blah. It's like, well, no, I'm single and I'm a love coach and want to be in a relationship. And he was at a dating event. Like we're both in the kind of mindset of we want to meet someone, but we weren't expecting to meet each other in this
Mm-hmm.
circumstance because it was different reasons. And that's kind of the nuance of
Yeah.
if you're desperate to go on dates, then it will happen desperately. However, if you are doing what you said, which is building your best life and kind of, what filling your life with richness and abundance of amazing things and the right people, then the right guy will show up. And if you
Yeah.
don't expect him to show up, if he does show up, you won't see him. You want to
Mm-hmm.
keep an eye out
Yeah.
for the right guy. And this is how, you get these people who are 40 or 50 or 60 who are single, have been single for a while, and who kind of like, oh yeah, it'll happen what it'll happen, and I don't really care, and things like that. If you don't care, and if you're not keeping an eye out, then the right person is just going to drive by.
Yeah.
And if you are over focused on the relationship and not the good relationship, then same. You're just going to see the people who are as desperate as you are, and the right person is going to walk by. But if you're just thinking, okay, I want a good life and I'm going to do all of these things, and I'm just keeping an eye out for the good stuff and only going to take the good stuff, then that's how you are just aware of the right stuff and person. So it'll happen when you least expect it. No, you need to expect it. It's coming back to the driving analogy. If you're driving safely, you're not gonna show up at the place when you least expect it. You're just gonna be aware of each turn and everything, but still keep your mind busy with a bit of music and things like that. And you'll just turn at the right places because you're aware of what you're doing. And then,
Yeah.
so you're taking the turn or the exit because that's the right place to go. Same for the right person. You're just gonna go to that person because he or she was gonna show up, and then you're just gonna head that way. So it'll happen when you least expect it. I mean, I get it. I get the advice. Same for the rest of it of be yourself and play hard to get and whatever. I get it on principle. It's just it lacks a lot of explanation and the context
Yeah.
like that, and so it gets misused. It's kind of like
Mm-hmm.
the expression, "Oh, jack of all trades." The whole expression is jack of all trades, master of none. Doesn't sound as good anymore. Same of blood is thicker than water. The full expression is the
Mm-hmm.
blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the table, which means thicker. I even think of the water of the womb. That's the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb, which means the blood of the people that you choose to be with, that link is stronger
Mm-hmm.
than the water that you shared with your mother that you didn't choose to be with. So
Yeah.
all of these things, I get it, but it needs more explanation of just
Yeah.
be aware of the right people coming in, and for women who are looking for the really handsome rich guy, the guy who earns a little bit less and who may be a little bit less good looking might be the best cook, best lover, best listener, most generous kind of person in the world who's going to shower you with gifts when the other guy is just not going to be available for you and you're going to miss him.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
just it'll happen when you least expect it. Well, if you're not expecting it to happen, then it'll just go right past you.
Yeah. But also telling someone, don't expect it to happen. Like just focus on other. It's sort of like that kind of counterintuitive thing that you sort of that you someone tells you not to do something, and then you're sort of hyper aware about it, and you're like you want to do it even more. So like you're sort of pretending to not expect it, but like, and then you're sort of in this kind of cycle of confusion. And I feel like yes, you need to expect it to a certain extent because if that's what you want, you need to put yourself out there and you need to take steps to do the things that you want to get. But you sort of have to find the right balance. I'm a huge believer in balance, like finding, and we each have our own like sweet point where the balance is just right. And you just have to find that for yourself where you're sort of not constantly just expecting, looking at maybe that's him, maybe that's him, maybe that's the, you know what I mean? Like sort of just living your life, but you're still a part of you wants that, and but it's not all consuming. And I love the use of the vicious cycle where it's just like you're sort of running yourself around your own tail and doing the same things again and again, expecting different results, and you're sort of in this insanity cycle where so you sort of have to learn how to live your life while still expecting to find someone
Yeah.
and and being very mindful towards it where you're not just willing to go out with just anyone. I feel like that's just confusing and that just makes you go on all of the wrong dates. You want to be mindful and be very not picky but like sort of very selective with who you're willing to go out with.
Exactly. Who are you going to spend? You've got this amazing life for yourself that you want to
Mm-hmm.
keep making richer and fuller and things like that. Then just be
Yeah.
mindful of who you're going to be including. And it's just finding the balance of you don't want to be closed off to everyone, but you don't want to let anyone in. Of just give this person a chance of go on one day and see how it goes, or maybe have
Mm-hmm.
if you're on dating apps, have a good conversation. Don't just have a bit of an exchange of just get the feeling for this person. You want to have some not criteria, but you want to just values and boundaries.
Yeah.
It gets, you've got values and that's one thing, and then there's boundaries on the other side, and it's just finding somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
And actually, this being said, it sounds like a bit of a mission and of just this enigma, and it is. And so if you're not expecting it to happen, and if you're not willing to put a little bit of energy into it, then it's just not going to happen for you. So, you know it's just
Yeah.
not meant to be very, very difficult, but it's not easy at the same time. Just,
Yeah. Well, it's like expecting to win the lottery without actually buying a ticket.
exactly. 100% of people who win the lottery played. Right
Yes,
enough.
it's the only way. But yeah, I feel like that's a good note too, because we're like we can go
Wait,
on forever. I feel like,
me
but
too.
we've been at this for like over an hour, so I
Yeah,
think.
hour and 20. It's the longest one yet.
Ooh, okay,
Exciting, but it was good.
that's
It's
cool.
it's a nice meaty subject.
It is. I can go on forever about these things because it irks me. It irks me to no end when people just give this random dating advice, which is just not like. And we even haven't spoken about getting over one person by getting under another person. So
Ah, topic for another time.
yeah, yeah. Well,
Okay. Well,
anyway,
as usual,
if
it's
you're still
lovely.
with us after all that,
They are, they are. It was quality.
they are with us. They love her. Oh, there's another perfect word in Hebrew where someone just talks and talks and talks, and we call it digging. Like you're digging. So we're digging.
We're digging. If you like our, then follow us at Pop Culture Cupid on all of the platforms.
Yeah, and come let us know what you think about dating advice. What's the worst dating advice that you've ever gotten? And what other things would you like us to talk about? Because I'm interested to see what other people like interested in.
Yeah, what's the audience?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye bye.